All right, B'siyata Dishmaya, we are here in Shar Yichud, Tzfat Yer HaKodesh, still in the lights of Tu B'Av. And B'zat Hashem, we're in the second chapter of Rachel and Leah, Byam Darkecha, Rachel and Leah, Daf Kaf Aleph. Avchanot ben Anshe Rachel la'Anshe Leah. Different aspects that are separate and different between the people of Rachel and the people of Leah. First things first, LeRachel kashe lekabel ol. For Rachel's souls, it's harder for them to take upon themselves what's called the yoke of the kingdom of heaven. The work that we have to do in this world, meaning Shalom Aleichem, following Torah and mitzvot, right? And all of the halachot that come with that, the fact of serving Hashem whether you feel like it or not. For Leah's souls, that is much harder for them. Let's see what it says. Zat Hashem this year be also for the tzlacha of all the kochot bitachon, all of the soldiers and the security teams around the world protecting our people in all of the communities. People don't know, but in South America and Africa, Jewish synagogues, it's like 3 layers of security just to get inside, whether you're from the community or not, right? So like, it's not just here in Israel, the whole entire world, and even more so outside of Israel, where it's more dangerous than in Israel. May everybody have protection and all the communities be safe and be happy and protected and connected to Hashem. Anybody who needs a refuah, may they have a refuah. Anybody who needs a zivug, may they have a zivug. And anybody who needs a baby, may they have a baby. And anybody who needs parnasa, may they have parnasa, b'ezrat Hashem. So in the previous chapter, we explained that people of Leah, they received their vitality from the hard work and from the asiyah, from the yigiyah and the asiyah, the working and the putting in the effort. But Rachel, their vitality comes from the light. Because of this, there's a big difference between people. The people of Leah, they enjoy taking upon themselves the obligations that they have to do in life and putting in the hard work to do it. And that's the main thing for them. But for the people of Rachel, for people of Rachel, for the Rachel souls, it's very hard for them to do something that they don't feel a feeling of light, a feeling of fulfillment from it. Specifically, because people of Rachel, their vitality comes from feeling the light. Then, when they don't have a light, when they don't have an illumination, when they don't have a sense of connection from the thing that they're going, they feel very bad. So in the time that they don't have an illumination, they don't have the light, that's the main time that you have to do something against their will, of taking on the yoke of the kingdom of heaven, keeping halacha, because that's what you have to do. Whether you feel like it or not, you're recommended to keep mitzvot, right? But for Rachel's soul, that everything that they do, they can only really be successful if they feel connection. Now go ahead and take away their connection and tell them you still have to keep all of Shulchan Aruch, you still have to keep all of the Torah, even if you don't feel it. So not only do they have a hardship that at their core, they don't have the light that they need from anything in life, right? They don't feel it, they don't feel that connection. Not only that, they have to take upon themselves doing something that they don't feel like doing. So it's like, not only did you take away my light that I feel all the time and I really enjoy, you're telling me I have to do something that I don't want to do, and I'm not even going to get light from doing that. It's like a double whammy for them. And this causes a lot of hardships, a lot of deep problems in Avodat Hashem. Because there's times when a person, he doesn't have the desire to do Avodah. Or there's different things that he doesn't have, I don't feel connected, I don't feel light there, I don't feel this. You tell me I have to learn this thing. I don't want to learn that thing, I don't feel any connection to it. It's Torah, it's holy, there's light there. Okay, but to me it's not being revealed. Why should I go learn it? Why do I have to do that? But Rachel's souls, they have a hard time getting through this test. But the people of Leah, that even though they also feel a little bit less good, they don't feel so strong, they're having a bad day or whatever it is, when that happens and they don't have the light like the other person, Rachel, even though that's the case, it doesn't extinguish them. It doesn't put them out of commission. The fact that they don't feel good, that they don't feel a connection. Because what's their teva? Their teva comes, we enjoy taking upon myself the hard work that I have to do. We're in the beginning of chapter 2. This difference causes that a Leah person doesn't understand why Rachel people are broken and why it's so hard for them to stand strongly and to get through all of the times where you just have to do what the halacha says, whether you feel it or not. Leah people look at Rachel and they're like, why are you so broken? Why is it so hard for you just to show up to Shacharit? What do you mean I didn't sleep? I woke up upside down. I don't feel good. I'm not ready to pray yet. Who cares are you ready or not? You woke up in time to make it before the end of Zman Tefillah. You have to go pray. What's so hard for you to understand? והוא אומר לו, תלמד ממני, and he says, Leah says to the Rachel person, learn from me. מתאמצים מאף שלא מאיר. You have to put in effort even when you don't have light. אבל הוא אינו צודק בדרישתו. He's not right in his request and what he's asking for the Rachel person to do. כי אין הרגשה של המאמץ שיש לו דומה כלל הרגשת איש רחל והקושי שיש לו. The effort that the Leah soul puts in when they don't feel like it is not even close to the amount of energy that is lost by the Rachel person when they don't have the light. Leah, for you, you're all about the hard work and about putting in what you have to do. So for you to push a little bit harder when you don't have light, that's not the same of taking away all of the vitality and the fulfillment of a Rachel person. It's not even comparable. ולכן אף שבוודאי אנשי רחל צריכים ומוכרחים לקבל עול, then even though Rachel souls, they are obligated to take upon themselves the Torah and the mitzvot when they don't feel like it. You do have to make it the shacharit. כי בלא זה לא יכולים להצליח, because without that you'll never be successful. If you don't count the things that you have to do as important, and you only go with your emotions, you're not making progress, you're not really experiencing godliness. You have it come through you, okay, for 10 minutes, and then it leaves you. And most likely after that you're going to fall if you have a nice, good experience like that. You only really start to be called kadosh, to be called a ben Torah when you have consistency. So if you always look at I don't need it. No. Rachel says you have to take it. If you want to be successful, you have to take upon yourself the Torah. But it has to be in the way that suits Rachel's souls. And the people of Leah have to understand their souls. How hard it is for a Rachel person to be working without light. How to deal with a person, a Rachel soul that's having a hard time right now. They don't have the light and they need to be doing something. You could get them to do it, but just approach them the right way. Understand them first of all, meet them where they are, and understand that they're going through a lot of pain right now, that they don't have light. They're a person that their whole entire vitality comes from connecting to Hashem and feeling Hashem. And right now they feel darkness and they don't feel Hashem. It doesn't matter what they know. They don't feel it. And that turns them off completely. First things first, understand them. And then understand how to emotionally talk to them. Specifically, Leah, that they are educating a Rachel, meaning a Leah's teacher or parent or mentor or coach, whatever it is, and you have a Rachel client, student, son, daughter, whatever it is, right? You have to be very, very careful because of this. Why? You have to understand first things first how hard it is for them. And you have to don't see here laziness or any other negativity. The fact that they're not doing, it's not because they're lazy. It could be that they lost all of their light. Hashem is not me'ir lehem, Hashem is not getting them light, and now they're all twisted and they're messed up and they don't know what's going on inside. Right? So first things first, understand how hard it is, and that they're dealing with something, right? And then, second thing, you request and seek from them effort in the right measure and in the right way. And not on the same level you would expect the Leah soul to put in effort. Leah souls put in effort, that's one thing. They're all about putting in effort. Rachel soul is all about feeling and about being connected. Don't look at the both of them. One child is Rachel, one child is Leah, one student is Rachel, one student is Leah. Don't expect the same from both of them. Putting in effort is not the same thing for a Rachel soul that it is for a Leah soul. Third thing, teach your student or the person that's dependent on you for growth, physical or spiritual, teach them to find the light within the hard work. We're going to talk about this later in a different chapter. Do not ignore the hardship that the child, that student is going through, though. Second part of chapter 2, Rachel is always stressed to finish the job, to finish the process. Since Rachel people live and they get their vitality from the light, the feeling of the light. Whenever we say light, in this sense, it's fulfillment, it's connection, it's feeling good about yourself, of being connected to the thing that you're doing, right? Since that's the case, even when they are able to take upon themselves the fact that they have to do something, that they have to work in this world, they have this stress that let's finish it, let's get it over and done with, let's get to the goal already. In the beginning, they're already seeking out the end. They can't be in the process, because it's very important for them, the actual outcome, the lema'aseh, what's going to be the outcome here. Why? Because in the outcome, there's light. That's where the light of a process is, mainly. At the end, when it's complete, when it's finished, when it looks beautiful, when it's working, when it's happening, right? That's when you feel the light of all of the hard work of the building. Rachel people, they don't have so much of a reason to go through the actual actions and the process needed to get there. They could care less about the process. Let's just get there. Sometimes the process is even very hard for them. But in the merit of their anticipation to the light that will come at the end, they'll be able to stay on the path and get through all of the hardships that they're feeling, right? The process is a bunch of ups and downs, until you reach the goal. The only way a Rachel's soul will get through a process consistently is by way of anticipating and tapping into the light that's going to be at the end when it's finished, when I get to my goal, when I reach my goal. But the people of Leah, they enjoy the planning and the hard work and the doing without any connection to the outcome. It's completely different. Leah people enjoy the process. Rachel people could care less about the process. Let's get to the outcome. And sometimes they enjoy the doing more than the outcome itself. Then, therefore, doing anything in life is made up of both parts. The doing itself with a settled mind, that's mainly for the people of Leah. Because Rachel, they're waiting for the light and for the outcome, practically, what's going to be. Therefore, Rachel people, they'll cut corners to get to where they need to go. It doesn't need to be perfect. Let's just finish. Let's just get there already, right? Let's finish and let's get it over and done with. Okay, that's not so important. Let's get around there. On the other side, the people of Rachel, the Rachel people are those are the ones that are pushing. Let's finish it. Let's get there already. Come on, let's get there already. Let's finish this. Because when they finish it, then they'll feel their full release of the satiation and the fulfillment. The satisfaction of the process. But the people of Leah, they're not so pressed to finish because they don't live from the light, so they don't have such an inner push to finish things and to complete the process in order to receive the light. I don't need the light. I just like to do. I'm a human being. I was sent to do jobs. I like to do jobs. What's going to be in the end? Not my Indian, says Leah. 2 footnotes. Rachel on the idea that they want to finish because that's where the light is. Even though Rachel, they're seeking out the inner aspect, and Leah are looking at the part of the human or the creature. Even though that's the case, the outcome, the actual practical outcome, which you would think is this world creation thing, like a Leah thing, really the outcome in life is always connected to Rachel mainly, right? So even so to say, like, what's the outcome of creation? That we're here right now, we have Torah and mitzvah to follow, right? That's how you could look at it in this world. And that would be a very Leah thing. But really, the outcome of anything is the completion where the light of Hashem is revealed and the thing in fruition and it happening and it being godly in this world and existing. That's more a Rachel thing. Right? The purpose of this world is not this world. Really, it's Olam Haba. There's a world to come. Right? We're here in order to get there. So yes, this world is a very Leah thing. But the real light that's going to be at the completion of everything, that's a very Rachel thing. And this is since the inner aspect is revealed the most. Sof ma'aseh mitgaleh b'machshavat techila. The end action, sof ma'aseh, where was it? B'machshavat techila. It was in the thought first. So what happens? The most pnimiyut thing of any process is the thought that started the process. That was the first spark of that idea in the world before any level of being of multiplicity and of details and of expansion. Just the spark of the idea. Once the thing happens, now you're already, the completion of it is now connected immediately back to the beginning most internal aspect of it. So that is a more of a pnimi thing, that's a more internal thing. And that has a lot of light and a lot of fulfillment. And since this is the way that they see their vitality, so they want to see this light already. Rachel people want to see the end already. How did Hashem want to reveal himself in this world? Let me see it. Not what do I have to do to get there. Let's just see Hashem already. And the other idea is that Leah people enjoy the process more than the outcome. The depth here is the outcome is not in the hands of man. Why do Leah people not care what's going to be at the end? They just have to do their job properly. Because the outcome, that's not, I have no control over that. There's many thoughts in the heart of man, and the strategy and the idea of Hashem is what's going to be in the end. That's what's going to be established. Well, you have tons of different things in your heart, but what's actually going to be? Therefore, since their main idea of Leah is to focus on the lower aspect of us as human beings, so then the thought and the action is the main thing for them. That's in their hands. What can a human being do? Think and do. Right? That's really the only two things you have control of. Do you want to move your hand to pick up the glass of water? You can do that. Do you want to think about that thing or think about that thing? You can do that. Anything else in life, you can. It's already questionable. Those two things you can for sure do, is to do and to think. So that's what Leah is focused on. Even though everything's in the hands of heaven, everything's in the hands of heaven. But really, for what we're talking about here, practically what we're talking about within this context is, what can I do to focus on my thoughts and focus on my actions? That's all I can do as a human. So that's what Leah is focused on. What's practically going to be the outcome of my actions and of my thoughts and the things that I do in Avodat Hashem or the things I do in this world, that already has more of a divine aspect to it. That there's more involvement there of Hashem, the outcome, than the actual process. In this world, the process is mainly up to me, face value, right? Again, we're talking here, this world reality, not the true reality. But what's going to be when I'm done with everything? Who in the world knows? Is it going to work? Is it not going to work? Am I going to fail? Am I going to be successful? That already involves too much of Hashem for Leah people to be involved with. One more little nekuda let's do, and Zat Hashem. Yeah, it's a short one. Rachel people, they are very inclined by moods and mood swings. Since the vitality of Rachel people is from this inner feeling, there's another outcome of this, and that is that Rachel people are very influenced after their emotions and the things that they're feeling. Their bodies, their beings are very affected by their most inner feelings and emotions, because that's where they receive their vitality from. They're people that live off of the light, off of feelings of connection. Like a person who's in a lit up room, and all of a sudden you turn off all the lights on him. He'll be startled if he wasn't prepared, right? Same thing with a Rachel person. Rachel people feel connection to Hashem's light. All of a sudden it goes for them, boom, their whole world is off for them. Their light is gone. Now they're working from a place of darkness. They're startled, they're scared. What happened? Why did it go? What happened to that connection? What am I meant to do now? My whole life is about getting that connection. ולא רק הרגשה במצב רוחם, אלא הרבה פעמים גם מעשיהם משתנים מאוד. It's not only how they feel. A lot of times with Rachel people, if you take away their light, their actions will change. Or if you give them light, their actions, it's not just an inner feeling. It affects how they actually play out life in this world. It goes according to how they feel in that moment. And this gives this sense of lack of consistency, of ups and downs, of a person he's not able to stay, you know, he can't do this, he can't commit to times. Why? I'm sorry, I'm living my inner world. Mainly, that's how I go through the life. That's how I live. That's how I'm made up. My whole entire being is about feeling and emotion and connection. And if I don't have it, then I can't be there for you. I can't keep my commitments. I can't show up to the meeting, and I can't do the thing that I said we need to do. It's very hard for me. Again, we're always trying to work on acquiring the other side. The Rachel person needs to learn to get the toolbox of the Leah side. But the natural, where they are, understand what they're going through. You're dealing with a human being. They didn't show up to something that you committed to. Check in. Maybe are they Rachel soul right now, and they're going through a rough time, and they can't function. They literally can't function as a human properly. Ve'ilu anshe Leah, but people of Leah, in chiyutam me'or, their vitality is not from the light. Therefore, they don't get startled if the light gets taken out. Leah people are much more successful in doing what they have to do when there's hardships, when there's tests, when the light is taken away from them, when they don't feel a connection to Hashem. They can still show up to 3 tefillot a day. They can still learn their Torah every day. They're still going to learn their Gemara whether they understand it or not, whether it's open for them or not. They're still going to be able to get through it because for them it's not about light. The times when you don't feel how you would like to feel. Therefore, Leah people, usually you'll see, they don't change the way that they behave according to what they feel. Their moods don't determine their actions. Rachel people, it does, because that's their whole entire being. Leah people, it's about what do I have to do. What I have to do usually every day is the same thing. Pretty much every day has its missions that it has to do. It's pretty routine once you get to a certain age, and like that's what I have to do. And you enjoy doing it if you're a Leah soul. So B'ezrat Hashem, there's a lot more obviously here, but we're gonna stop for now. Nice a little short limud, and B'ezrat Hashem we'll pick it up next time when we learn. We're going to be learning about the behavior of people of Leah, that it comes from their intellect, and the people of Rachel comes from their emotions, building off what we just talked about, and the idea also that Leah conceals and Rachel reveals. That's next week, B'ezrat Hashem. You have to, that's it. If you missed it, you have to wait till next week. Little suspense, B'ezrat Hashem.